sketch each line. I want to go over the worksheet that you had for last night, the 8 sketches. For the first problem, I notice I have the b is -1, and the m, which is our slope, is 1/2. And we should have a positive line. So I like to begin at the b and mark that point. And that's -1 on the y-intercept. Always start on that line. From that point, we rise and run. So from that point, I'm going to rise 1 and run 2 and put the next point. And we can continue the pattern, rise 1 and run 2. We can also reverse the order so we cover more quadrants. 1 over 2 is the same as -1 over -2. And so if I go down 1 and back 2, I can just reverse it, and that preserves the slope of the line. Final step, draw a line through your points and put arrows at the end. And then just double check everything. Did we begin at the -1? Yes. Is our slope positive? Yes. Number 2, my m and my b. Let's see, here's my m, which is 3 over 2, and it's positive. And my b is also positive 3. We begin at the 3. Always begin at the y-intercept and plot a point. On this one, if I rise 3 and run 2, I'm going to fall off the graph. It would be up here somewhere. So I can reverse it by dropping 3 and running backwards 2, because a negative divided by a negative is still a positive slope. So down 3, back 2, down 3, back 2, and connect and put arrows. Then double check everything. Did I begin at 3 on the graph? Yes. Is my slope positive 3 over 2? And it is going in a positive direction. Number 3, my m and my b. Here's my m, which is 4, and my b is -4. Begin at the -4, so I put a point here. And my slope, I need rise over run, so I can just put the 4 over 1. Rise over run, because 4 over 1 is the same thing as 4. So from this point, I'm going to rise 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and run 1. My next point would be here. And then do it again, rise 4 and run 1. Connect and put arrows through. Then double check everything. Did I begin in the right spot at -4? Is my slope positive, and does it show a rise of 4 and a run of 1? And it does. Number 5, my m and my b. This one is a little trickier. So if I write y equals mx plus b right above my equation, I can see here my m is just this negative. So we are allowed to call that -1. My b is positive 2. Since my b is positive 2, I would begin at 2. And for my slope, I have to rise and run, so I can put that over 1. Since it's negative, I can drop 1, but go forward 1 to make a negative line. Drop, go forward. Drop, go forward. Or I could reverse the direction, and I could rise and run backwards. Those are equivalent. So from my original point, if I rise and run backwards, that would continue the slope in the right direction. Now double check it. Did I begin in the right place? I began at 2. And is my slope a -1? Is it going negative? And it is. Number 5, my m and my b. Here's my m, -8 over 3, and my b is 4. begin at the B. Plot a point on the y-intercept at B. So we begin here, and my slope is negative, so I'm going to rise and run, but I'll actually drop and then run forward. Drop 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then forward 3 would bring me over here. And that's all I can fit on the graph. So I connect those, and then double check it. Did I begin in the right place? Yes. Is my slope going negative? Is my line negative? Yes. Number 7, my M and my B. Let's see, y equals mx plus b. And here my m is a 2, and my b is negative 2. So b, we begin at the b, begin at negative 2 and plot a point. And my slope is 2, but I need rise over run, so I do 2 over 1. I can make that whole number into a rise over run by putting it over 1. So rise 2, run 1, rise 2, run 1, rise 2, run 1. I can even reverse the direction by dropping 2 and running back 1 from the original point. Drop 2 and go back 1. And you should make sure if you can put at least 3 points on your line, that would be best. It makes it more accurate. Number 7, my M and my B. My M is right here, the value right before the X, that's 3, and my B is a positive 2. Begin at the 2 and put a point. My slope is 3, so I make it rise over run, 3 over 1. So I rise 3 and run 1, and I'm off the graph. So I should reverse the order. Drop 3, run backwards 1. Drop 3, back 1. Drop 3, back 1. So if you didn't have all these points on your paper, put them on there. Have all the points included that you can fit. Number 8, the M and the B. The M here is negative 6. The B here is negative 3. Begin at the B and plot a point. So we begin at negative 3. My slope, remember I need rise over run. And if I drop 6 and run forward, I'm going to fall off the graph. So I can put this negative in the denominator. Rise 6 and run backwards 1. Those are the same right there. So let's rise 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and run backwards 1. And those are the only 2 points that will fit. Connect arrows. And let's check it. Did I begin in the right place? Begin at negative 3. Yep. And am I showing a negative line or a negative slope that rises 6 and runs back 1? Yes.